Hello knowledge seekers and welcome to today's video. London is a poem by William Blake, published in 1794 as part of his collection titled Songs of Experience. The poem depicts the narrator walking through the streets of London and witnessing the various forms of human suffering and oppression prevalent in the city during Blake's time, such as poverty, exploitation, and institutionalized injustice. The poem explores themes of social and political criticism, conveying a sense of despair and disillusionment with the urban environment and the societal structures that perpetuate suffering. William Blake starts his poem with, "I wander through each charted street." The repetition of the C sound emphasizes the structured and controlled nature of the city streets, suggesting that they are regulated and owned rather than open or free. Near where the charted Thames does flow, indicates that even the river is being controlled, and mark in every face I meet suggests that the speaker can mark or observe something in every person's face. The poet personifies the city itself, implying that the city's influence is evident in the expressions of its inhabitants. The repetition in marks of weakness, marks of woe, emphasizes the ubiquity of suffering and despair in the city. By using parallel structure, Blake underscores the idea that these marks are universal and pervasive. As the poem progresses onto stanza 2, we see a further use of repetition, "in every cry of every man." Similar to the previous line, the repetition highlights the widespread nature of suffering. It indicates that the cries of distress are not isolated incidents, but are heard from every individual, emphasizing the collective anguish of the populace. In every infant's cry of fear, Blake employs vivid imagery to evoke a sense of vulnerability and helplessness, emphasizing that even the youngest members of society are affected by the oppressive conditions of the city. In every voice, in every ban. Once again, the repetition and onomatopoeia underscores the pervasive nature of suffering and oppression. By using parallel structure, Blake emphasizes that these injustices manifest in various forms, from vocal expressions to official decrees, ban. Blake employs a powerful metaphor, "the mind-forged manacles I hear," to describe the mental chains of oppression that bind individuals in society. In stanza 3, through imagery of "how the chimney sweepers cry," Blake evokes the harsh realities of child labour in industrial London. The cry of the chimney sweeper serves as a symbol of the exploitation and suffering endured by the most vulnerable members of society. The blackening church symbolizes the corruption and moral decay within organized religion. By describing the church as blackening, Blake suggests that it has become tarnished or polluted, losing its spiritual purity and moral authority. The sibilant alliteration and the hapless soldier's sigh creates a soft, sighing effect, emphasizing the sense of resignation and hopelessness experienced by the soldier. The term hapless further conveys a sense of pity or sympathy for his plight. The powerful declarative "runs in blood down palace walls" allows Blake to explore the violence and brutality inherent in the political institutions of the time. The image of blood running down the palace walls suggests that the oppression and suffering endured by the common people are directly linked to the actions of the ruling elite. In the final stanza, "but most through midnight streets I hear," Blake suggests a sense of isolation and darkness, highlighting the bleakness of the urban environment. Different images are now shared, such as the youthful harlot's curse, to depict the harsh realities of urban life, particularly the plight of young women who are forced into prostitution due to poverty or exploitation. "Blast the newborn infant's tear" is striking imagery conveying the idea of innocence being torn apart. It suggests the tragic consequence of societal decay, where even newborn infants are affected by the harshness of their environment. Blake ends with, "and blights with plagues the marriage hearse." The metaphor is particularly powerful, as it juxtaposes the joyful occasion of marriage with the grim imagery of a hearse. In terms of structure, the poem consists of 4 stanzas, each containing 4 lines. The consistent use of quatrains provides a sense of stability and order to the poem, reflecting the rigid and controlled nature of the urban environment being described. The rhyme scheme of the poem is AABB, meaning that the first two lines of each quatrain rhyme with each other, as do the third and fourth lines. This consistent rhyme scheme adds to the poem's cohesion and reinforces its structured form. Blake employs repetition strategically throughout the poem to emphasize key themes and images. Finally, the poem begins and ends with the speaker wandering through the streets of London, creating a sense of circularity or repetition. This cyclical structure suggests that the issues and injustices described in the poem are ongoing and perpetual, reinforcing the idea of entrenched social problems.
Thank you for watching, and see you next time.